Alright, I'm unhooked from the trailer. I'm just waiting for the guy to come out and drive it off. I said, I'm not touching this. You guys take it off. Still have a couple of chains on it. I wanted to separate the truck before I take all the chains off in case this thing rolls and hits my beloved K-Whopper. Over there, please. No damage, it seems, to the trailer, which is good. So now all I gotta do is sign the paperwork, also known as POD, proof of delivery, which tomorrow will allow me to ask for the money transfer into my slightly lean bank account. Well, this is my home for the next 2 days. Looks pretty good. It's a luxury suite. Big TV. Sorry, it's too bright outside because I set up my exposure because for the inside of the room. But anyway, so you saw me unloading, so I had to get up real early today. I was in North Baltimore, and so got up at 5:15 a.m. and was because the sunrise was at 6:30, and I'm allowed to start driving 30 minutes before in Ohio. So I was planning to start driving at 6, but by the time I was on the freeway, it was already about 6:20. And so there was one small detour north of Toledo. They wanted me to go from I-75 to US 23, I think. Yeah, then I followed, what was it, 24? And then I went into Michigan, yeah, on 24. And then I took Highway 50 West in Michigan for some reason. And they wanted me to stay on US 23 north to I-94 east. And so I came to Port Huron, parked on the side, went inside, and surprisingly they took all my paperwork. They did not turn me back because this was a pretty complicated, you know, export procedure where I have to stop on the US side, and there was a 72-hour notice, and I didn't think I had enough paperwork, but somehow the guy liked what I had and he stamped it. And then I went to the Canadian side and did the Canadian part. Everything was good. And then I called the guy because today is actually Monday, August 5th. It's a civic holiday in Ontario. Many businesses are closed. But I called the guy, the consignee. My delivery was in London, Ontario, which is 1 hour west of Toronto. And the guy called me back and he said, yeah, we're gonna be there. And I said, okay, let me just stop, because I said I was driving since 6 o'clock. Let me just stop at the Flying J, get some coffee and some sandwich, and then I'll meet you there. And so I did that. And then drove like maybe 10 minutes north on this Veterans Parkway, and they were right there. It's like a big construction company, and they bought this machine from Tennessee, right, for their own use. And that's it. So now I'm taking a couple of days off because it was a pretty, you know, tiring trip with lots of hills, lots of detours, and all these scales, you know, inspections. And I gotta do my books, you know, my bookkeeping for July. I gotta file my HST, the sales tax, get the credit from the government. And then tomorrow, of course, I'm gonna get paid for this trip. I'm gonna send all the paperwork to my factoring company and should get the money in the afternoon. And what else do I have to do? Oh, I have to go to my post office and pick up that I bought a monopod, you know, because I do have like 2 monopods, but they're very flimsy. They're not designed to handle that big 500mm lens. And so I bought another one from Amazon Canada, but this one is designed to handle up to like 44 pounds, you know, like massive monopod. And I'm going to use it with this new gimbal head for wildlife photography. And then today when I was driving my car, I saw an interesting message on the screen. Says change oil soon. And I just changed it, but now it's August. I think I changed the oil. I did the first change at around 6,000 kilometers. Now I have 10. So I'm gonna stop tomorrow at this quick lube place where I did the oil change and ask him to check what's going on. Like, do I really need to change my oil so fast, you know? And that's it. And then since today is Monday, this is the best part of the week to get a new load. So tomorrow I'll start, you know, paying attention to the load board, and hopefully we'll try to find something for Wednesday or Thursday and go back on the road. I don't have to do anything on the truck. except I need to you know, I'm slowly upgrading all the clamps on air-to-air, right, from those tiny spring ones with tiny springs to these new ones that I got. And also I want to stop by a trailer shop and replace the hoses on the last axle. It just occurred to me, like, why I'm running with these short hoses. So I want to install long hoses the same length I have between axle 2 and 3 on the trailer, but between 3 and 4 they're very short, so you cannot flip the axle without disconnecting the lines, and they get stuck in there. And so I just want to, when I have time, I'm not gonna do it now, but when I have time I'm just gonna go to a trailer shop and ask them to replace those, you know, air lines and electric lines so that I can flip the axle without disconnecting them, the same way I do now when I'm flipping the whole thing, like axle 3 and 4, because the lines between 2 and 3 are very long. And what else? So far I didn't hear anything about from the trailer guy who was working on a quote for a Jeep and the Stinger, but hopefully I'll get it soon. I need to get a Jeep, a Stinger, and a new neck extension, and then I can go up to 120,000 pounds on the deck. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Take care.